subsidy is gone.
It all began with the famous subsidy must go statement on May 29th. The attendant consequence was an initial rise in utility bills and tuition fees in some public universities, including the University of Lagos. Students at the University of Benin also registered their protest over an increase in school fees. It is to address the perennial funding challenge of the educational sector, which had forced lecturers to down tools time without number, that the government announced the rolling out of a student loan initiative with about 5 billion naira earmarked for it. With the document not yet in public domain, the Minister of State for Education describes the scheme as brilliant and innovative and in line with President Tinubu's renewed hope agenda.
Mr. President came up, when he came in, the student loan board was signed into law, and also the act become operational with the injection of fund in the last appropriation budget to allow the access by students of Nigeria. Mr. President also noticed that there are a lot of concern expressed by stakeholders, especially in the educational field in Nigeria, concerning how difficult it may likely be to access the loan by students. And to that end, Mr. President constituted a powerful committee that is currently working to address all the bottlenecks as raised by Nigerians.
But education experts share their thoughts about the 5 billion naira students' loan scheme.
The government should be commended for initiating the student loan scheme. It is done in several parts of the world. I've said that. It is beneficial because those who could not go to universities because of lack of funds will now do what? Go to university on loan. And the government would benefit from that because when you have an educated workforce, it's an advantage to the government.
We've not really been able to create that safe environment to make repayment of loans an easy one. I mean, it's even like a sort of a challenge now, them taking that loan, because when you take the loan without any means of paying back, it's going to further stress your family to know that, all of a sudden with this policy, we'll just find ourselves being destabilized financially.
Chairman of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, shares his reservation.
Our union idea, we have expressed this very clearly. We don't believe that it should be a student loan scheme. It should be student grant for the children of the very poor who cannot afford to pay the fee, especially with this present fuel subsidy removal and the backlash.
And it appears the modalities around the student loan scheme is not all that the universities have to worry about. The 25% increase in salaries of academic staff, the scuffles around the payment of part of withheld ASU members' salaries are some of the challenges university lecturers are burdened with.
ASU would prefer a negotiated salary increase, which is as recommended by ILO. And that is when we should not wait award. And we have actually done that with the last regime, but they refused to sign. So our hope is that this regime will look at that particular agreement and sign it in line with ILO and all labor laws.
The now rescinded directive for higher institutions to remit 40% of their revenue to the federal government against the backdrop of a long-standing issue of underfunding of the public tertiary institutions is also another source of concern to education experts.
It has never been a case of the tertiary education funding the government. It cannot work. Can it work? Not to talk of 40%. As I told you, I've been a vice chancellor. Now, the third fund or NUC had to go and pay the electricity bill for Amadu Bello some months ago. It happened. And that is the same take in all the universities. The amount of money given to university administration for utilities and so on barely covers 1 month for those electricity, water, and so on.
All the money paid by student universities are for particular purpose. Money paid for ID card, money paid for laboratory chemical, money paid for examinations. They are not revenue generating agencies. Therefore, asking to pay 40%, you want to further strangle universities.
Nigeria's budgetary allocation for education has over the years been negligible, with only 8% budgetary allocation to education in 2023. Experts say the future looks bleak for education in the country.
We are the one actually suffering. When you go around, and you can find out, our members are stressed, and many are dying. You saw a colleague come and die OAU just 2 days ago. And God, this one, in those days, a lecturer will go on 3 months leave every year to go and refresh and come back. But we have sacrificed all those leave for those months we didn't teach during the strike. So, having done our own part, the government should do its part in the interest of Nigerian population and Nigerian children.
As the year 2023 draws to a close and the federal government proposes a 26 trillion naira budget for 2024, it is hoped that education will receive increased budgetary allocation, at least to curb the increasing number of out-of-school children, which now breeds insecurity, and as at May 2023 stood at over 20 million persons, according to the United Nations Children Emergency Fund. Mary Chinda, Arise News.